Hi, and welcome to the blending mode class at Hummy's World. We are way into the class. We have gone through all of the blending modes, and we're into the section of the class where we're learning some fun techniques with blending on our photos. And if you are just now joining us, please stop this video, go to www.hummysworld.com and find the guide for blending modes and start at the beginning. So here is my photo for this lesson, and this lesson is on dramatic black, and it is exactly as it says. We can use black to make our photos dramatic. You know, I hate drama. I run from drama, and except for in my photos. I'd love a little drama in my photos. So let's deconstruct this image and reconstruct it so that we can learn what's going on. Here is my original image. Well, it's not really my original image because with the blending mode classes, I have been taking my images and stretching them into a square shape. But so when I stretched this one into a square shape, if I'm using the rule of thirds, a line here and about a line here, you see the road should be reaching all the way up here, and it's not. This is just too much tree and not enough road. Nothing here is really doing it for me in composure now that it was in good composure before I stretched it. And so here's what I did. I duplicated it and I played with it, and now our road is a little bit longer, and now the trees kind of hug the road and lean over the road, and I did all of that just with the warp tool. You can find the warp tool in the full version of Photoshop, not in Photoshop Elements. I just make sure my layer is the active layer, and this is how I find it. I just click on a corner as if to resize it, and then wham, it shows up here. This little image almost looks like a top of a diamond ring, and then you just click on it, and then you can begin dragging it around. Now see, I can change the shape of my road some more if I want. Make it real skinny. But that doesn't look realistic. But that's how I changed that. Well, now my image, though, is not, doesn't have a good exposure to it. And so it's important to make sure this is actually a road. I was actually on my car, in my car. It's awfully thin road. Let's see, even the original one feels like just a one-way road. I guess you have to really pull over to, it was on a wine trail in Illinois. I guess you have to really pull over to the side to let somebody by. But anyway, sidetracked. This I forgot where I was going with it. Oh yeah, I just pulled over. I just stopped in the middle of the road and got out and snapped the picture real fast because I was afraid some car was going to come around that bend. It's really hard for me to get pictures of roads. And so I fixed it using the levels. So I just went to the new adjustment layer and levels. And when it came up, I just played with the levels. I have lessons on the levels, but you see I needed to make it a little bit darker here, and I actually just drug this one over to the right and this one over to the right, somewhere in there. The more you play with the levels to fix exposure, the better you're going to get. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, though. that I just made, and let's make visible the one I had before. So there was my adjustment that I made. Now I filled a layer with black. I have to undo everything I did to deconstruct. I filled a layer with black just to show you how this works. The magic of dramatic black. If you don't have a texture to use and you don't want to add extra texture, you can just fill a layer with black, as I have done, and change it to the soft light, and just like that, whammo, dramatic, drama, before and after. Isn't that amazing? It's like magic. That's the magic of black and the soft light blending mode. Of course, when I was playing with that, I thought it was a little too dark. It kind of messed up my exposure a little bit, and so I had lowered the opacity a little bit. And there we go. It was just like magic, before, after, dramatic black. It really does a great job at making all the darks a little bit darker, making all the colors a little bit darker. But I am going to give you this texture to download. Now, this is one of the more subtle textures I have. It's yummy. I like subtle textures like this. A lot of the ones that I've provided you for download already are really heavy textures. And this one is a very nice kind of yummy texture. And so you can use this one for this lesson. And of course, since we're past all the basic lessons, you can use any other textures too that from the class. Please stick with the ones from the class so that you can tell everybody which ones you use, so that they can try to recreate it and everybody can teach each other. So we're going to just suddenly apply the soft light blending mode, and oh, isn't that beautiful? I don't even have to lower the opacity on that one because that one wasn't pure black to begin with. And so before and after, that's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black to use. It's just perfect, and there's not even a whole lot of texture added. It blends in nicely because of all the trees. You don't even see the texture. So that's a magic black. And I thought I'd try it again, and I duplicated the layer. I've already got it here, so I'm just going to make it visible. But duplicate the layer, Control J will duplicate it, or drag it down to the new layer icon, and whammo. I thought it made it even a little bit more dramatic, almost a little too much now. So I've got my blacks dramatic and rich, but now I need to create some contrast. A lot of times when you make things dark, we've said this in the last lesson, you got to turn around and make things light. So I added, let's undo it, this paper 6 from the downloads, and I was going after this one because of the shade of it. I thought this might bring some subtle changes in the color as well as to lighten it up again, and I changed that to the overlay blending mode, and this is what I got. Wow. So this is before the magic of black dramatic, and this is after, and that's even more dramatic. So that is enhancing the lights. So we have the black making the dramatic drama tones, and then we have the paper lightening it up and even changing the tones of the color some. Ah, yummy, yummy, yummy. So we've come, I'm going to delete this black layer. So we've come this far. We've come from here to here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I just want to keep doing that. from here, whoops, from here to here. Oh man, I could have stopped right there. But I thought, just there's something not quite right. So I added some more textures back and forth, and I actually came upon this purple one. It's number 25, has some nice subtle textures, and you say, well, there's no purple in that layout. Or not layout. See, I'm a digital scrapbooker. There's no purple in that photo. Why would you add purple? Well, you see what the purple does. The purple, we added it under the soft blending mode light, and here's before and after. And that purple just changes some of the purples in the reds. It brings out the reds and makes them kind of purple, and it brings out some of the colors. And here's a before and after. You see, and it also has some great texture to it. So our image is starting to get some great texture to it. Before and after. You can kind of see how it brings out I'm looking at some of the colors in the brush area. It brings out all of this stuff. So I said, okay, I kind of like it now, and I added my text. It says, few giant steps get it done. Lots of little steps finish the journey. And I made the word giant a little bit bigger than the lots of little, and kind of resized it, and I thought it followed the road pretty well. And I said, well, I kind of need to tie it together. I need to kind of ground it. I'm one for loving things along the edges. And so I don't have the original paper to show you, but it is paper 29. And I put that on there, and I just used my rectangular marquee tool to select this area, and I hit delete on my keyboard, Control D to deselect, and here's the normal layer. It's kind of a bluish green, and I could have left it at this, and I played with lots of blending modes. I kind of liked it like this, being green and bringing out some of the green from the photo, but I ended up changing it to just the luminosity. I thought that was less distracting, but yet just subtly brought it all together, using just the luminosity and not the green of it. And then I said, you're done. So here, once again, is the before, or if you want to go all the way down to this one, the before and the after. Wow. Do you see how fun playing with textures and blending modes are? Wow. And just even down to here. Just even down to this one, before, after, that magic black. So this lesson is to use the magic black and whatever else you want to use to make a real drama image. And I can't wait to see you play with this, because you're going to have fun with this one.